So I wanted to go over stuff real quick. I did change my character a bit. I did a respec into a different bloodline because I wasn't really liking the arcane path I was going. So instead, I went for the celestial side of it. And I did take barbarian powers. I took the beast totem lesser to give myself some claw attacks. Let's see, what else did I get with that? I got the Light of the Angels to do a vision obscuring, and it gives people some temporary hit points. Woodback 3 gave myself toughness. I took away my mastery for greatswords. I don't know really what I want yet. I feel like I was kind of pigeonholing myself a lot with the greatswords. Right. Yeah, so that's pretty much what I did. Nothing else really changed besides just that I went the celestial route. So yeah, let's get started. We're going to have a chat with our new party member, Darren. The Defender's Heart is a splendid choice for the Crusaders' outpost. The very sight of these walls brings back fond memories of drinks and revels. The drinks were really good, by the way. People say you are deliberately trying Queen Galfrey's patience. Is that true? Does it even matter? All of Mendivian high society has declared war on me. They either despise me or they're trying to steer me back onto the right path, and I'm doing everything in my power to keep them on their toes. I relish the prospect of all the fun this mess in Canabras will bring. Darren grins from ear to ear. I shall either commission a song about the great Canabras fiasco from a certain talented bard, or confuse the jewelers with a rather tall order, a batch of silver dragon toys with detachable heads. Give me a week and they'll be in every shop in the capital. That's some stuff. The heroic dragon who died for our future deserves respect, not your mockery. Not my character. You should make it sure it's really easy to rip off the wings of your dragon trinket as well. Kids are going to love it. Darren laughs. So be it. From now on, you are my muse. Can I ask you a few personal questions? You can try. I heard stories about the tragedy that befell your family. I hope you don't feel obliged to offer me your insincere condolences on this unfortunate occasion. My whole family, my entire noble line, they all died. And demons are to blame. It's not like I actually loved any of my relatives except my mother, but what's gone is gone. The family crypts are full of corpses, all covered in dust and the shadows of the past. What do you cherish most in life? What's your favorite color? There are far too many things that I cherish to fit them all in a single conversation. Believe it or not, but I might be one of the most life-loving people you've ever known. Darren smiles. His eyes are gleaming with something different from his usual impudence and irony. There's a dreamy air about him all of a sudden. I rarely meet anyone who embraces the joys of living as enthusiastically as myself. There are so many exciting and beautiful things in this world. It should be illegal to waste your time on anything you do not enjoy. And I am not afraid to repeat that to anyone's face. Should it be Descari and his demonic herd, or Iomede and the Lightbringer herself? What do you hate the most? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? The feeling of helplessness, the lack of control over my own life. Damon replies without thinking. Then he adds with obvious sarcasm, and onion rings, of course. I'd murder the person who came up with those abominations. You don't seem especially keen on helping people, but your knowledge of healing is truly impressive. What prompted your interest in that? If you really want to try out everything life has to offer, you also have to understand how to deal with the consequences. And I'm not talking about a simple hangover, mind you. Any good stories? You make a little campfire, talk around it. I've got plenty, but I have to warn you that even the most outrageous debauchery sounds far less thrilling when you are not the one doing the debauchering. Still, since you asked, I suppose the worst mess I've ever gotten to was when I staged my own kidnapping. I was once in correspondence with one of the Riverland nobles, the young Lord Lebeda? Young Lord Lebeda, and he told me about his days as a hostage to a group of bandits. This made me wonder what it would be like, and I thought that it might be fun to set up a little experiment. I engineered my own kidnapping by a certain gang through a chain of intermediaries and hired actors. Those fellows took the job very seriously. They caught me by surprise, killed my 2 bodyguards, and even tried me up. Of course, the whole thing seems preposterous now, but it seemed like an ingenious idea at the time. The employers had told the kidnappers that they were to keep me safe and sound. Another group of mercenaries in disguise was watching the spectacle from afar, ready to interfere in case anything went wrong. It turned out to be a terrible idea nonetheless. It wasn't the least bit fun or exciting. Sure, those bandits had been unable to torture or hurt me physically in any way, but they had plenty of other non-invasive methods of humiliation in their arsenal. Taking almost all your clothes off and splashing ice-cold water on you, for example. Ugh, I can't even remember if I said anything truly offensive to provoke them. Even though I initially planned to let them go after the ransom, their overly emotional reactions made me change my mind. I told my mercenaries to hang them all on the spot. I suppose the whole ordeal taught me a valuable lesson, which is that I am not built for hardships and trials. Jesus. Wow, let's talk about an entitled rich kid. Holy moly. Oh yeah, my bodyguards died. I hung the people who kidnapped me. I mean, I made it all happen, but... oh my god. These mind games of yours will come back to bite you sooner or later. I hope not. I enjoy myself, I enjoy life, and I'd like to keep this going for as long as possible. So that was a stupid story, and now I'll tell you a truly brilliant one. Prelate Holrun had always strictly prohibited any public celebrations in Canabras, and he always picked on me for my lack of respect for the fallen and whatnot. His grumbling annoyed me so much that one day I drove 4 barges into the city harbor and set up a celebration on their decks. The ships on the river didn't fall under the prelate's jurisdiction, you see, so all he could do was snarl at me from the embankment. I, for one, did not forget the old boy. The main attraction of the festivities involved an inquisitor of Iomade dancing and roasting beautiful witches on illusory bonfires, taking off his clothes with every new victim. The spectacle was so heated, in every sense of the word, that the prelate almost had a stroke. Daring gives you a mischievous smile. I still consider that one of my finest ideas of all time. Should the Crusaders ever succeed in their efforts against the World Wound, I will do my utmost to get permission to hold a grand public celebration. Rivers of wine, free of charge, an obligatory parade and a carnival in the evening, a contest for the most provocative succubus costume with a hefty prize in gold, another contest where the participants have to fish a sausage out of a wine jar blindfolded, with their hands tied behind their backs. The wine will symbolize the blood of all the dead heroes in the war, and the sausage... well, they'll find a heroic meaning for that as well. Over the years, the commemoration of the greatest victory of light over darkness will turn into an ordinary holiday, a fine excuse to get sloshed and rut like animals in the streets. Hear, hear, I guess. Do you enjoy being mean to everyone? Yes. And here I thought you were hurling insults at people purely by accident. Damon laughs. This time his smile is surprisingly soft. I like your way with words. What did you expect me to say if I wanted to make a good impression? Something along the lines of, I'm not mean, I'm just being honest with myself and everyone else. That's what people use as an excuse when they want to keep up their... what even? Saccharine? I've not heard that word before. Their saccharine facade, while still saying whatever nasty little thoughts spring into their mind. That is not what I do. I have no hidden agenda. I'm just as much of an insufferable prick as I seem to be. Some people are simply begging for a good dose of mockery, so who am I to deny them? I don't give a damn if anyone holds a grudge against me, which is why I don't even try to avoid it. I mean, it's kind of a good way to live, I guess, as long as you're not being a huge douche. But, I mean, just live your truth, I guess. I like to talk about life in Mendev and the Crusade. Ask, I'm all ears. What's your opinion on Mendevs today in general? It doesn't exist, Darren scowls. It is a frontier country that has attracted every utopian, adventurer, and fanatic from all around the world for more than a century. It is a place where the strangers outnumber the locals, especially in the cemeteries. The population of Mendev, for the most part, consists of humans and other races, not exactly known for their longevity, so the current generation of Mendevians were born in the shadow of the war wound and raised by the Crusades. I might be the last person to complain about the decline of traditions and lack of character in our country, but I also happen to come from one of Mendev's most ancient lineages. Its history is bred deep in my bones. My tutors taught me about my heritage, the galleries, libraries, and even the interiors of manors I grew up in were filled to the brim with memories of events long past. There are many heroes of old Mendev among my glorious ancestors, or, at the very least, patrons and contemporaries of such heroes. Does anyone actually remember them now? I don't think so. These days, Mendev has its own heroes in shining armor with holy fire in their eyes. I remember myself how several streets that once celebrated my ancestors were renamed in honor of some fallen crusaders who had died in a heroic fashion. None of the citizens remember the old crossing festival that was eventually replaced by Auramase. These holidays even share the name and date. Pretty much the only authentic thing about Mendev now is its endless war with the demons. And is there a point in bemoaning this state of affairs? What's gone is gone, but at least we are no longer some tiny, god-forsaken northern kingdom. And that's something, isn't it? You don't really like Crusaders, do you? Quite the opposite. When I think about how many devoted heroes are willing to protect this world against the demonic threat, I feel so inspired. Inspired to continue indulging my vices while they keep me safe. Imagine being someone like me, someone who has everything they can possibly desire, youth, beauty, wealth, an honest wish to live and enjoy things, but vanishingly few ways to put it all to any use. The fact that the world fun itself is not yet outlawed in Mendev must be due to some bureaucratic oversight. You can celebrate your victory solemnly, you can wet your whistle after a challenging battle, but what about real fun, joys, pleasures? I can't remember a single evening at court without someone chastening me for my banquets, my lovers, my mistresses, my luxuriant clothes, my everything. It would have been a lot easier to tolerate all those hypocrites if they took a break once in a while. Instead, there was a constant fuss about how I wasn't doing anything for the greater good, and how I only brought shame on my royal cousin. What do you think of our enemies? Do you mean the demons themselves, or their followers? The former deserve to be cleansed with heavenly fire for their unholy origin alone, and the latter for their idiocy. I don't understand why a sane person would submit themselves to Daskari or Kabiri. Oh, alright, Lady Nauticula? Lady Nauticula almost seems like a bearable enough mistress, yet there are so many other cultists. They've tried to recruit me twice already, but I'm not even that old. First, a very pretty tiefling girl tried to seduce me. Then they came with promises of Lord Baphomet's endless boons. I still wonder what exactly the old hornhead could offer me I don't already have. You know what I've been thinking. Every shopkeeper knows this trick, an enticing offer along the lines of, 1 in every 100 buns from my bakery contains a silver coin. And, of course, a hired actress to make a memorable show of finding said coin in her sweet roll. And there you have it. Hundreds of gullible fools storm the shop, hoping to win a prize for themselves. I think the infamous Arulu Voresh was such an actress for the Lords of the Abyss, a petty Sarkonian witch who became the uncrowned queen of the whirlwind, waited upon hand and foot by demon lords. Only, instead of visiting a bakery, the gullible fools rushed to join the cultists. We have an army of unbelievably powerful, supernatural invaders from another dimension, hell-bent on destruction and domination. And what do these fools do? They serve them willingly as pawns and lackeys, hoping against hope that someday their masters will notice them. You won't believe how delighted I am to be so vain and self-absorbed. These sins protect me against demonic temptation better than any virtue. I mean, you can't argue with that. So full of himself, he's better than Baphomet. Hell yeah. What made you join my party after all? You mean instead of carousing far away from Canabras with a small army of mercenaries to protect me? I'll get to that. You see, when you appeared at my door out of nowhere, awash with bravery and heroism, I started tossing demons around like rag dolls. I thought your company might be more exciting than my usual crowd of sycophantic hang-oners. You seem competent and mysterious at the same time, so I decided that a little demon hunting wouldn't hurt, especially with an intriguing entourage. That party has been growing staler with every passing second anyway. Needless to say, I'm not here for long. We shall return to the capital or even one of my country estates as soon as we reclaim the city. Crusaders, bellowing commanders, row upon row of identical tents. This is not the life for me. But I will certainly remember you in our adventures together, for a week, or perhaps even longer than that. Gonna go.
Let us be off.
Right, I think I am ready to go back out in the world, making our way in the world today. I do want to try him out. I'll give it a go. See how he does. Excuse me. I did need to give him that crossbow I found. Yes. It's a +2 crossbow. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Masterwork Great Sword is still better than Heavy Flail, I think. Yeah. Okay. Alright, so yeah, we'll be heading out. I think he's all set with the armor. Yeah, he's good. So, I don't want to go to the Thiefling's hideout just yet. That seems like a little bit of fun. And I want to hold off for a bit to do the rest of the ancillary stuff. So let's go to the library. Why can't I just... I guess the wall's there. But still, come on. Just let me go across. Ooh. Hanged cultist. What you got for me, boy? Meteor dust. Alright. An encounter. I wonder if it's one easy enemy I'll kill in a single hit.
You're irrelevant.
Can we retreat already?
Oh, am I turn-based? Turn that off. I forgot I had it on turn-based for that battle. Yeah. What's my lineup look like? Keep you more to the center because he'll be ranged. Does he have point-blank shot?
Company.
I should probably put his spells on. He's got channel, positive energy, and negative energy. So has glitter dust from his Aasimar. Cantrips or whatever. Jesus. So he's kind of like the witch where he has a bunch of spell casts that he can do with the spells he picks. Got some good spells though. Lesser Restoration, we got Hold Person, Bless, hell yeah. Shield of Faith. I don't know if that actually... Does that stack with what armor I have? Maybe I can waste one of my 8 spell slots to check. No, it does not. Unfortunate. It's a little difficult to tell what stacks or not, especially because Pathfinder's so foreign to me.
I found something.
I'll take it, see if our boy can wield it. No, he needs specific training for it. Oh, well. Okay. Alright. We also got a new spell scroll, too. Date from newest to oldest. What's this? Oh, just a large person. Yeah, we all got a large person. Ooh. Ooh. Light armor? I mean, it's not like I'm gonna freaking wear it. Alright. Oh, we got a book burning. Oh, they're burning people. That is how I, too, die in a fire. Caleb. A stocky knight with a head of messy black hair stands before you. His armor is spattered with blood. He greets you with a deep, booming voice. The Happy Crusader smiles merrily, paying no heed to the blood-curdling shrieks coming from the pyre and the acrid smell of burning flesh. They burn well enough, don't they? Cursed traitors! Aurelu's minions! These vermin infiltrated the Crusader forces and aided the demons from inside the city, but I caught 'em! I am Captain Caleb Sazomal, and these men are my subordinates. A strange feeling rises up within you. It's pure instinct. You don't know what you're about to do, but you are certain that it is right. I guess perception? It's talking too loudly, all while casting sidelong looks at you. You have seen similar behavior quirks before. In liars. Trickster Mythic Pass. That's not what I'm going. I only got +7. Oh, he succeeded. Good job. You notice that the emblems and the armor of the 2 Silent Crusaders belong to the Order of the Flaming Lance, but Caleb's armor bears the sigil of the Order of the Sunrise Sword. Strange, then, that he introduced himself as their captain. Something's not right here. Who are you punishing? The warrior howls like a wild animal. Look around you! The city is in burning ruin, so many innocent lives lost, and all because of abominations like these here. Cultists, heretics, and spies, slipping into our ranks, carrying out the orders of their brutal masters, and preparing a heinous death for us all. They want to give us over to the demons, just like Aurelio did with Sarkoris. They deserve to feel the flames looking at their legs. What happened to the library? Demons showed up and carried everything off. I wasn't here to see it myself. I was fighting in the square, but these filthy traitors told me everything. My fists made them quite chatty. So what? You tortured them? Do you think these methods are worthy of a crusader? Under ordinary circumstances, no. But look around. The city's burning. Now is not the time for squeamishness. I don't believe you. You're the traitor. Caleb looks at you in grim annoyance and spits on the floor. I thought I pulled one over on you there. Too bad it didn't work out. For you, you'll meet your death in the flames with the rest of this scum. My new masters, the demons, will be pleased that I wiped out another couple of crusaders.
We are the light. They are the
Oh, yeah, you're totally gonna wipe me out, man. Alright. I almost feel like you were doing a song when I was playing before. I guess not. Well, let's hit a bless on all of us. Can you charge? You can. Or wait, how long is it going to take you to charge though? 4 seconds. Yeah, no, just go attack him. That's the thing about charge that sucks, is in non-turn-based mode, you have to wait for the action to come, so you're just standing there waiting to charge when you could just be walking into their face. Let's see. Now let's do Stunning Barrier. I don't need 2 instances of Magic Missile. Let's hit a Acid Arrow on Caleb. Okay. And we'll do a Hideous Laughter on this Crusader. Oh. I thought this was going to be a more interesting fight. I didn't think I was just going to one-shot him. Okay. Ooh. Ooh, who that? The Storyteller! Hey, there he is! A blind elf stands before you. He looks extremely strange. His face wears its years heavily, which is unusual for members of his race. Thinning gray hair, a ragged beard, sightless milky eyes, and pale papery skin, covered in age spots, a spine curved by the passage of time. This is not how elves typically age. The youth that graces their faces of elves, even on their deathbed, has totally abandoned this decrepit specimen. Which makes you wonder, how long has he been alive? A bearded elf? How very intriguing. If you please, I would like to pluck out a hair of that phenomenon manifesting on your chin. It is in the interest of science, of course. The old elf holds out his hand in your direction in the perennial gesture of the blind, greeting you with an unexpectedly strong and calm voice. Hello, I am Storyteller, and I wish to thank my rescuers. That is you, if I am not mistaken. Storyteller? Ha! That's the first time I've ever seen a venerable old-timer like that having a street name. Oh yes, we are your rescuers, the very idea. I, the savior of a helpless old man. A whisper of this could cost me my reputation as a heartless narcissist, built over years of ceaseless toil. That's the damage bad company can do. Daron turns his shining eyes to you. You'll be of the ruin of me, won't you? Look in Daron's eyes. Yes, does that scare you? No, it doesn't. Daron keeps his eyes locked on yours. The threat is great, but I am not one to turn back in fear. I tire of this. That fine old fellow you saved is still awaiting your reaction, by the way. Hell yeah. I don't know, I'm kind of digging Daron. Maybe I got a thing for bad boys. I did like, what was her name? The spider lady who betrayed us. Who are you? The old elf frowns. I prefer people call me Storyteller. It very accurately describes the sphere of my occupations and interests. In most of the places I've been, I am known by that name. Daron, I thought you said you were done. You have piqued my curiosity. A storyteller? Are you a bard? If so, you should come perform at one of my parties instead of knocking around in this dusty library. A bard? In some sense, yes. But not the type of bard that performs at festivities. I think your guests will lose their appetite after hearing my tales. What a shame, and I was so hoping to wheel you out for my guests. With your unusual appearance, you would have caused quite the scandal. But lugubrious bards are of no use to me. Half the bards in the city are the same. Their repertoire is confined to the one about longing, the one that causes indigestion, and the one that's a complete waste of time. I mean, really, how is one supposed to host a party with that? How come you didn't burn in the fire? To tell the truth, I myself do not know. I felt the heat, it was so strong. I waited for the pain, the burning, but I was unscathed. The smoke nearly did finish me off. It may have been some form of magical protection against fire, but I don't know by what means I have acquired it. Just another oddity from my collection of the inexplicable. Gloom steals across the storyteller's pensive face.